Hello everybody, Jamie the Board Game Man here, and today we're going to go back to the year 2020 by Gamewright Games. This is a 2 to 4 player. It's called Abandon All Artichokes. Now in this game is really fun. Usually there's card building games. This is kind of a card wrecking game where you start off with 10 artichokes and you're trying to abandon them. You're trying to throw them in the compost. Get them out of your hands, because as soon as you have a hand of 5 cards with no artichokes in them, you win. So let's abandon this game room and let's head on over to the gamers table where I'm going to show you how to play Abandon All Artichokes. Alright everybody, here we are at the gaming table with Abandon All Artichokes. Alright, here we go. Alright, so you're going to see here, you're going to have these cards here, which is the garden stack, and then this is going to be the garden row once we lay it out on the table. So here are the cards. You'll see we have corn, leeks, broccoli, we have eggplant, there's also onions and carrots in here. Along with peppers, and I believe that's all that's in here. Potatoes are pretty cool. See, looks like, ho-hum, I'm a potato. Nothing too exciting about being a potato. And then the carrot's like, yeah, I help your eyes. And what's funny is they help your eyes, but he has his eyes closed. Go figure that one. But anyway, what we're going to go ahead and do is, and then you have the artichoke cards right here. Now, each player is going to start off with 10 artichokes in their hands. You're going to go ahead and go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, okay? So every player is going to start off with 10 artichokes, and all the rest of the artichokes go back into the box once everyone has 10, all right? Then what you're going to do is you're going to go ahead, this is the garden stack, and what you'll do is you're going to lay out 5 cards to make this the garden row. Okay, let's go ahead and pull this over a little bit farther here. There we go. And these will be the 5 that we're going to look at to start. Okay, now there are some player aids here to keep in touch. So in case, every player can have one of these in case he does forget, he or she. And you also have the playing area, which is really nice. In the back part, it actually kind of shows you the layout of where all the things go. So that's pretty cool too. So obviously the very first move you're going to do is we're going to replenish the garden row when it's your turn. You're going to go ahead and replenish it back to 5 when someone grabs a card from their turn. So this is the very first turn, so you won't have to do that. The second one is going to harvest one of the face-up cards from the garden row in your hand. Each one of these vegetables have different actions that you can do. Like, for instance, like right now, I'm going to grab 5 cards. Okay, you're always going to have 5 cards in your hand, then you're going to have the other 5 face down in front of you like so. Okay, so right now I have 5 artichokes in my hand. So now I'm going to grab any one of these that I want to. All right, so let's go ahead. I'm going to grab the broccoli. Now the broccoli says, compost an artichoke if your hand has 3 or more artichokes. Well, my hands do, all right? So what we're going to do is, I'm going to go ahead and compost an artichoke. And what you're going to do is you're going to put this over here, all right? Or you can put it over here. It doesn't matter where you put it. You can put it right over here, and that's composted. And then this stays in your hand, and then that is the end of your turn. So what you're going to do is you're going to place these face up, and you're going to have your own discard pile in front of you, all right? Then, the next person's turn, they're going to go ahead and replenish the garden row, and let's just say it's my turn again. Now, this time I'm going to have 5 artichokes, okay? And let's see what we're going to do here. I'm going to say, I'm going to grab the carrot. Now, the carrot says, as your only play action. So this here is my only play action. So in coming turns, you can play as many cards as you can in your hand. But when you grab the carrot, this is the only turn you can do. As your only play action, compost exactly 2 artichokes along with this card. So unfortunately, this is not a card you get to keep, but you do get to compost artichokes. And that's mainly what you want to do in this game. You want to have a hand of 5 with no artichokes in it. Once that happens, you win. So you do not want these artichokes in your hand. You want them out. That's why it's Abandon All Artichokes. So what you're going to do with this card is you're going to go ahead and, like it says, compact exactly 2 artichokes along with this card. So you're going to take 2 of these artichokes out of your hand along with the carrot, and it's composted. All right? And then this goes into your discard pile. Now, once you run out of cards in your hand, you're going to go ahead and take these, and you're going to shuffle them. Okay, I'm going to shuffle them like so. Just going to do a quick little shuffle, shuffle, shuffle. All right, shuffle, shuffle, shuffle. And then you're going to go ahead and take the top 5 cards, or 5. Okay, this is going to go down here, and then this is going to be your hand. Now, unfortunately, you see here, I still have 5 artichokes in my hand. So I'm going to go ahead and replenish. All right, well, we got 4 beets. Now, if this ever happens, if you get 4 vegetables of the same in here, then you have to reshuffle. So what we're going to do is we're going to momentarily take all these. All right, since we got 4 beets, you're going to go ahead and place them with them. I'm just going to throw them in here for right now. We're not going to worry about reshuffling them. But that's what you would do if you get 4 of the same. And then you'll go ahead and throw out 5 new ones here, like so. So you can see here, we have a pepper. Put a card from your discard pile on top of your deck. Or you can do, you and an opponent each reveal a random card. Compost both if artichokes, otherwise you swap them. Then you have the peas. When you have the peas, it says reveal 2 cards from the garden stack. Put 1 on your discard pile and the other on your opponent's. So you're going to go ahead and look at 2 of these here. Okay, do I want, you both have peas. So in this case, I'm going to give them a pea, and I'm going to keep a pea in mine. I'm going to put it in my discard pile, which would be face up right here. All right. And that's what would happen if I chose the peas. The peas would then go again in my discard pile along with those artichokes. Then I go ahead and grab. I only have 3 here. So now I have to go ahead and shuffle, shuffle, shuffle. Go ahead and shuffle your discard pile. And then just like so. And I'm going to go ahead and grab 2 cards here, place these here. And now you see I have only 3 artichokes in this hand. So this is what you're going to do. You're going to go ahead and take a card, actually replenish. Let's go ahead and replenish here, okay? And once you replenish, let's just go for the potato. I'm going to show you what the potato does here. The potato is pretty cool. The potato, I think, is one of the good cards here. And this is probably one of the ones I pick quite a bit when I play. The potato, if you choose the potato, it says reveal the top card of your deck, compost if artichoke, otherwise discard it. So you're going to reveal the top card in your deck. The top card is right here. It's an artichoke. So guess what? I get to go ahead and compost that. It's out of here. Boom. And then this will go into my discard pile. You keep this. And at this point, you can play any other cards that you have in your hand. So for instance, I have a broccoli in my hand. Compost an artichoke if your hand has 3 or more artichokes. I have 3 artichokes here. Boom, boom. Thank you very much. I'm going to get to compost this artichoke. Done. He goes into the pile. And now we have these 2 left. We're going to go ahead and keep these and be done with my turn, okay? Then we're going to go back to my cards. I have 4 cards in my hand, so we got to do a shuffle. Shuffle, 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 and so on. And then you're going to pick 1 card out of here. And then you're going to look at your cards. Okay, the moment you have, when you pick up your cards, and your cards look like this, that means you have won the game. As soon as you weasel out, you kind of try to weed out the artichokes until finally you're going to pick up 5 cards and they're going to look like this. You're going to have 5 vegetables in your hand. As soon as that happens, you win the game immediately. And then you say, abandon all artichokes, and the game is over. So that is what you do in this game. So what you do is you replenish, and then you choose a card to play, all right? Then you can play any number of cards in your hand, as many as you can in your hand that will allow you. Then you're going to discard all your unplayable cards in a face-up pile. This is your own discard pile. And then, of course, you would draw 5 cards from the deck once your turn is done. And then that's it. And then you're going to go ahead and play these cards when you're right here. If you have 5 cards, you start playing them. If you don't, then you go ahead and reshuffle this. And then add the cards to this. That way you have 5 cards. And as soon as you come up with 5 cards without an artichoke in it, you win the game. And there, my friends, is Abandon All Artichokes. I hope you enjoyed the episode. Now let's head on over to the game room, and I'll tell you my final thoughts. All right, so my final thoughts on Abandon All Artichokes. You know what? I really enjoy this game. It's actually on Board Game Arena, so BGA. And that's where I first started playing this game. That's how I learned how to play this game. It is a cool, little, fun card game. It's silly. I love the cards are great quality, and I also like the drawings of the veggies, especially the artichokes. They have all these little facial expressions on them. So I think it's kind of cool. Like the potato I mentioned, he's just kind of like, yeah, I'm a potato. All right, yeah. Go ahead and compost one if you want. Yeah, go ahead. You know, I love the facial expressions and all of them, especially with the corn. And then you have he's all smiling, and then you got the carrot, and he's like this, and it's like, okay, it's good for your eyes. Why is he closing his eyes? But anyway, it's a great little game to play. It's a lot of fun. I can see why. For me, the first couple times I played it, it was a little confusing with okay, you have your own discard pile, but then you have the compost, and you have, okay, there's two different discard piles going on here. But once you learn that the compost are out of the game, so as soon as you compost something or you're composting stuff, it's out of the game completely, and you put them in a compost pile. Or in the discard pile, your personal discard pile, it's just the cards after you've done your turn. Those just go face up right in front of you as your own discard pile. So once you can't get 5 cards in your next hand, then you just shuffle them up and then bring it back to 5 cards. So that's why when I first couple times I played, I'm like, okay, how the heck do you do the discard pile? But then you got this compost pile. So you have the compost pile. And then what the cards will say too, because some of the cards you keep, but some of the cards you don't. Like I showed you with the carrot. The carrot, it will say, this is a one-time thing, so this is the only one move you can make. You can't, like all the other cards, when all the other veggies you get, you can make that move, and then you can go ahead and make another move with any other cards you have in your hand. But the carrot, you can't. It's only a one-move thing, and it'll tell you on the card. And it says, compost this with your artichokes. So that way you know, oh, I don't even get to keep that. So that's the one bad thing about the carrot, is you don't get to keep it. Because you want to keep these veggies in your hand, because that's how you get your 5 cards in your hand without any artichokes. But then again, it's pretty good to have that carrot because you're getting rid of 2 of them, of those artichokes that you really need to get out of your hand. But unfortunately, you have to compost the carrot too, so you don't get to keep that. So that's one less veggie you have in your hand. I like the broccoli one a lot, because that one, if you have 3 broccolis in your hand, you can keep that broccoli, which is great. It just goes in your discard pile, and you get to discard, or I'm sorry, not discard, compost one of those artichokes out of your hand if you have at least 3 in your hand. So it's really easy. In the instruction booklet, it does lay out each and every one of the rules of the veggies. In case you read the veggie and you're not too sure, they do have every single vegetable in there. And it does give you a good explanation of what each veggie does. Whether you're swapping veggies with other players, sometimes you have to draw the top 2, like I think I showed you with the peas. You pick which one you want to keep. One goes to you, one goes to your opponent, and that kind of thing. So it is pretty cool. It's a lot of fun. I highly recommend you get it. Let me go ahead and break out the thumb meter, because I'm definitely giving this a thumbs up, because this is a game I really, really enjoy playing. It is a lot of fun. It's very unique. Usually you're building cards and you're building up but in this one, you're actually, like I said at the very beginning, you're wrecking it. You're trying to get rid of those artichoke cards and trying to bring in those vegetable cards. So it's a lot of fun. All of a sudden, you don't even know until you draw the 5 cards whether you won or not. You're like, and it has to be on your turn. So you have to kind of wait for the other player to do their thing, and then after they do their card, then you can say, hey, I won. That kind of thing. And abandon all artichokes, and then you won the game. So anyway, that is my review of Abandon All Artichokes. Thumbs up on this game. And if you don't have it, I recommend you get it. Let me know if you do have it, and if you've played it. Let me know if you've never played it and just always wondered, how the heck do I play this game? I hope I helped you out with that. And I hope you don't even have to grab the instruction booklet. That's what I try to do with these. But anyway, thank you so much for watching as always. And until next time, everybody, happy gaming.